smash that like and subscribe hoplites. Today we're power sliding through Achilles Survivor, a Greek meet survivors like that costs $7 and might steal your entire weekend. Question of the day. Are tower defense nodes in a bullet hell the galaxy brain upgrade this genre needed, or a cute gimmick you'll ditch once your build pops? Drop your take now and flex your best runtime. Here's the pitch in plain English. You pick a hero, your attacks auto-fire on cooldown, and you kite an ever-thickening soup of monsters until the timer dings, or you get dogpiled into Hades' recycling bin. That's the familiar Vampire Survivor score, where Achilles Survivor starts cooking is everything around it. A stacked hero roster with real identity, side objective-driven progression, and a surprisingly clutch tower defense layer that turns the map into your playground. Let's talk heroes, because this is where the game locks in personality. You start with Achilles slinging javelins like it's a track and field war crime, and quickly unlock weirdos that completely change your route. Tantalus is the filthy favorite, an undead skeleton whose damage is a permanent rot aura that ramps if you don't get hit, so you're rewarded for clean pathing and defensive stats over raw button mashing. Prometheus plays Pyro Arsonist, raining fire like Zeus microwaved Mount Olympus. There's a Cyclops Brontes who yeets boulders, Pythia, Hector, and more. Heroes are grouped into broad archetypes, and the meta progression isn't just plus 2% more numbers. You invest in global upgrades and class-specific tracks, so your preferred archetype starts stronger in the next run. That means your choices today actually sculpt who you become tomorrow, not just bigger crit. During the run, you're capped at 4 active abilities, your hero's signature, then new picks at level 5, 12, and 20. I can hear the min-maxers whining already, only 4, but trust me, that constraint is the point. It forces crisp, synergistic kits instead of hoarding 12 half-baked fireworks. Pair Achilles spears with orbitals and a line clear, or go full dot with Tantalus and stack radius, duration, and status strength. Every level you grab one of several cards, raw stats, cooldown, range, crit, whatever, and those choices matter. You feel it in the next 30 seconds, not just on a spreadsheet. Now the secret sauce structures. The map isn't just a dance floor, it's a canvas. You'll find lit nodes where you can mine stone or spend it to place towers that burn, spike, zap, shove, poison, plus utility like a healing keg and a forge for special mods or sacrificial gambles. My guilty pleasure is the Trojan horse call-in that spawns a Myrmidon buddy to help thin the herd. Structures are destructible and resources are limited, so you're making route planning decisions on the fly. Do you burn stone on a mid-map flame tower to stabilize, or save for a late-game lightning pillar that hits the entire zone? The chaos turns into a plan when you start building gauntlets, overlapping kill zones that you continually kite through while your abilities sweep the edges. It's tower defense as tempo control, and it slaps. Objectives push you past survive 20 minutes. Each region throws in secondary goals, kill quotas, chest hunts, resource thresholds, ceiling rifts, boss kills that persist even if you die, and often unlock new heroes or shower you with the laurels needed to open fresh areas. Translation. Sometimes the optimal play is to bail on a greedy DPS pick to ensure you hit that gather stone target, because clearing objectives now accelerates your next 5 runs. That's smart roguelite design, short-term pain, long-term gain, and it keeps the treadmill from feeling like, well, a treadmill. As for pacing, you can run standard or accelerated. Early on, the 10-minute sprint is the better ego boost. It spikes fast and teaches you to value early power spikes. Later, 20 minutes gives you the breathing room to scale a build into disgusting territory and actually appreciate your murder corridor architecture. Pro tip: objectives with strict counts are way friendlier in 20s. Don't be stubborn flip modes for the target, not for pride. Let's hit the meta quickly. Between runs you dump coin and resources into a divine favor style tree loaded with boring but necessary all-timers. Base, HP, regen, armor, dodge, movement speed, more stone, more gold, faster build speed. Yawn on paper, chef's kiss in practice. Tossing class upgrades so your tank line starts tankier or your ranged nerds start rangier, and you've got meaningful identity before your first orb pickup. The on-ramp feels generous without turning you into a god too fast. Now, veteran game is allergic to fluff, so here are the spicy takes. The 4 ability limit, good design. It makes every pick count and keeps readability high when the screen looks like a particle sauce spill. The tower layer, not just a gimmick. It's the difference between I'm surviving and I'm conducting. That said, not every map sings. Some tile sets blend together, and a couple regions lean hard on objectives that can feel like homework if you're on the 10-minute clock. Gating new areas behind laurel grinds is fair, but occasionally stingy, especially if you're one task short and the RNG gods feed you the wrong banner mob type 3 runs in a row. Controls. By default, it's a pure survivors-like movement only, auto-aim everything. But there is a manual aim toggle for folks who hate the auto-batter DNA. It's off-label, not the intended balance, but the community asked and the devs shrugged fine, have fun. If you're coming from twin-stick sensibilities, try it. If you're a purist, leave it off and focus on paving. Either way, learn to kite the edges and loop your gauntlet instead of panic spiraling through the center. Your aura builds and contact damage mitigation will thank you. Let's talk builds you'll actually want to try. Tarot Road, prioritize radius, duration, and damage over raw cooldown. Pick defensive passives early to maintain no-hit uptime and snowball status strength. Your towers are crowd control, pushers and slowers to keep packs inside your stink zone longer. Spear Street, line clear core, then add orbitals to catch flankers, stack projectile count and piercing. Your towers are flamers stacked in narrow choke lanes, so you're constantly re-entering a warmed oven. Olympus BBQ, lean into frequent medium hits and coverage. Lightning Pillar as your big spender for global mop-ups. Forge a burn-on crit if offered. Grab a heal keg near your farming loop so you can greed upgrades instead of retreating. Bosses show up less like bullet hell dance and more like pressure checks. They test whether your route and node placement respect their spawn zones. If you keep dropping towers dead center, you'll eat contact damage on rotates. Offset towers along your loop and pull bosses through damage instead. This is where the game's think before you place identity pays off. Presentation-wise, it's clean, readable, and gloriously shameless about Greek vibes. You'll build mines, collect stones, spawn myrmidons from a Trojan horse like you're funding a very questionable HOA, and then pour it all into a forge that either blesses your kit or robs you blind. Because of course, ancient Greece invented gacha. Music and SFX do their job. Thwacks feel thwacky, zaps feel zappy. And when your lightning tower procs a full map strike, the screen does the satisfying everyone sit down shimmer. Now the value bomb, $6.99. In 2025 gaming economy terms, that's one fancy latte and a half for a game with multiple regions, dozens of levels, a big hero roster, 10-20 minute variants, and side objective ladders that actually change how you play. We've paid triple for survivors likes that do less. If you like this genre, it's a layup. If you're survivors curious, this is the easiest way to find out without feeling fleeced. The veteran game verdict, Achilles. Survivor is a standout survivors like with a legitimately fresh tower layer, sharp hero identities, and meta that respects your time. Not perfect. Maps could vary more. Some unlock gates are stingy, and the 4 ability ceiling will annoy hoarders, but the core loop bangs. It's strategic without being fussy, chaotic without being mushy. And at this price, it's basically a dare. Alright, your turn, tower nodes, chef's kiss or clutter. Which heroes got you hooked? Team Tantalus Rot Meta, Spear Street Achilles or Prometheus BBQ? And are you rocking 10-minute sprints or 20-minute marathons for objective clears? Drop builds and bad beats in the comments, roast my gauntlet placements. And if this helped, hit like and sub. Veteran Games back next week with another hot take you can argue with at 2 AM in Discord.